We have a pretty nice day going out there in Seattle, but it is not going to be the start of the July 4th holiday weekend that the Woodland Park Zoo had planned. That's because the zoo's closed this Friday, July 3rd, following a bomb threat. Spokesperson says the threat came in around 11 a.m. Friday. The Seattle Police Department was called and the grounds immediately evacuated. The spokesperson points out that numerous other zoos and aquariums have received similar threats that were determined to be false. However, the zoo says it's taking this threat very seriously. In May, for example, calls about bomb threats and active shooters shut down zoos around the country. So the Woodland Park Zoo is closed for Friday, and no word at this point about the rest of the holiday weekend and whether there will be normal operations at the zoo.
We've been tracking multiple 911 calls this 4th of July weekend. Take a look at this house fire in Tacoma. The Tacoma Fire Department posted these photos on their social media, and they say the fire first started at this home on 24th Street Northeast at about 2 o'clock this morning. This is Northeast Tacoma near Federal Way. We're learning the fire started in the garage and spread to the rest of the home. It spread quickly, and crews were working to keep it from spreading to nearby homes. Thankfully, no one was injured. It's not clear yet what sparked the flames. We've reached out to different fire departments that were responding to several calls overnight to see if any of them were started by fireworks. When we learn more information, we'll share that with you.
Wenatchee police are bringing back their flock cameras that read license plates. The department deactivated the system late last year over data privacy concerns. In a community notice posted online, police called the cameras a valuable tool for finding stolen vehicles and investigating crimes. The department did not say exactly when the cameras will be operational again.
250 people here at Seattle Center are becoming new citizens on one of the most symbolic dates our country has seen. New Americans took the oath of allegiance after years of paperwork, interviews, and background checks. Seattle leaders say moments like this reflect the city's identity after the Supreme Court weighed in on birthright citizenship earlier this week, a mention that drew applause from the new citizens, their friends, and their families here. For these 250 new Americans, this is a 4th of July they'll always remember.
What's your favorite thing about Malcolm Connor?
Oh man, that's a hard one. I just say his presence and his just character. This is his work mode, but when you see him off work mode, that's when you know he's still a puppy.
This is Malcolm, a 2.5-year-old canine companion. He was matched with Connor, who you just saw on your screen, last November. Every year on Independence Day, Canine Companions likes to remind people that independence is celebrated in many ways. For Connor, who was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder after serving 6 years in the U.S. Coast Guard, Malcolm makes that possible. And this is where Malcolm started. Every year, hundreds of puppy raisers are needed so that they can train puppies to eventually become canine companions. When you help raise a puppy, Canine Companions can match a service dog free of charge to people like Connor, other veterans as well, who are maybe struggling with severe anxiety in public crowds. Connor was kept up from nightmares and felt a constant fear that something bad would happen to him or his loved ones. Since being matched with Malcolm, Connor says he's able to go out in public and be grounded by Malcolm's presence.
Plays off for the left foot of Ginny Lackey. It's in! Ginny Lackey has scored the biggest goal in club history!
History in motion with the World's Game on full display.
I think Salmon Bay and just the World Cup has shown everyone how beautiful the game is.
The beautiful game on the rise in the Emerald City. Salmon Bay FC, a second-year semi-pro women's club, just clinched the USLW League Northwest Division title.
Very proud to call this my home city.
In the net, Elena Milam, a Ballard High product, part of a roster filled with local talent.
Just so cool to see how much the game has grown in this city.
As World Cup buzz builds, with the U.S. men here Monday and ticket prices soaring, this is a chance to see high-level soccer at a fraction of the cost.
Our environment is passionate, positive, and contagious.
World Cup seats in the nosebleeds, try $2,000. Salmon Bay's playoff match Friday, $20.
It's really exciting to, one, see that, even with men's soccer and the World Cup being here in the States, that they're still showing up for games for us.
For these players, the next level is the dream. and one day the World Cup. But right now, the focus is simple: lift a national trophy for their hometown.
World Cup would be amazing. That would obviously be a dream come true, but I have a very long way to go for that.
The man convicted of killing a Thurston County couple and hiding their bodies has been sentenced to life in prison without parole. That's according to the Thurston County Sheriff. DeVito and Karen Koepp disappeared in 2023. Detectives say Timothy Burke was renting a garage on a property owned by the couple, and they were in the process of evicting him. Investigators say Burke hid their bodies near the property where he was living.
More than one?
All you're doing is replacing equipment that should have been replaced 5 years ago, and you're paying down your line of credit, hopefully, if your bank is still letting you bank with them, paying down principal on your farm debt. It's just, yeah, the economics are brutal.
What's up, soccer fans? Jaden Merritt here, former U.S. men's national team World Cup player and Vancouver Whitecaps FC captain. And welcome to Vancouver. This is the space. We got all the games to host. Now come with me and we'll show you the best day for the biggest tournament. We'll be starting our day here in historic Gastown, the real true cultural place of Vancouver. We'll get our first initial start to the day, maybe a brunch at the local patio, or indulge in some sweet treats at Lee's Donuts while enjoying the views of the world's first steam-powered clock. After brunch, it's time to stretch the legs, and there's no better place to do that than one of the world's most beautiful city parks, Stanley Park. Here you're gonna find access to trails both on bike and foot, and you might even be able to hang out with some giants. It's almost game time, and there's no better way to prepare for games than a good old pint of Guinness with your local Irish pub. Well, not only can you enjoy a fantastic Guinness with friends, you might even be able to watch a Whitecaps game on the TV. And that's my big day. Come and enjoy Vancouver, because this is the place to be.
Apparent car fire spread to dry grass along I-5 earlier today. Check out this video, it is wild. The black smoke coming out of there. Now, this started just before 2:00 p.m. near Bridgeport Way Southwest in Lakewood. Crews got out there quickly, they got the fire under control, but it is a good reminder that fires can spread easily in dry conditions.
Within this fun crowd, there's serious business underway. Steps from the stadium, Chinatown International District business owners made their pitch, holding signs reading "Save the CID" and "Support Chinatown," urging the thousands of fans funneling into the stadium to visit their neighborhood too.
You walk around the city on match days, Pioneer Square, Waterfront, Seattle Center, so busy, but the CID is just crickets.
For some here, the World Cup has been a loss.
The World Cup has been really, really tough.
Vince Vu owns An Oi Bake Shop, one of the newest businesses in the CID. While some businesses report a 10 to 20% dip in sales compared to last year, Vu estimates losses as high as 70% on match days.
The level of low sales we have during game days, I can't even think of another time in my whole business career that I've had that terrible of a time.
According to the CID BIA, there's a 10% increase in foot traffic overall in the neighborhood during the tournament, but it's not turning into economic goals. Despite businesses stocking and staffing up, they still can't score.
It breaks my heart to know that it wasn't worth it. It cost them more money than they actually earned.
CID businesses say the city needed to better connect matchday crowds to their storefronts, not just stadium gates.
I really love the ID. I love the community that we have here. So I really hope that what makes the ID great, these local people are able to stay, that we're able to continue doing business here, and that folks will continue supporting us.
The State Patrol is looking for a person who shot a truck on Highway 509 near Cloverdale on Monday night. The driver was in a Dodge Ram pickup when they say they saw a man in the back seat making hand gestures and then fire a gun at the vehicle. This is where the bullet hit the truck, and this is the Jeep that troopers are looking for. They say a woman was driving and there was another woman sitting in the front seat. They were going southbound on 509 at about 6 p.m. on June 29th. If you recognize that vehicle or have any information, contact the State Patrol.
Unfortunately, we found a 93-year-old female who was deceased inside the home. So a little after 7:15 a.m., we received 911 calls from one of the residents here reporting that they heard a large boom and then saw smoke and flames in their backyard, in their deck. Our firefighters attempted to perform a search inside the building while the fire was not under control, but due to the heavy amount of smoke and the significant amount of furniture and debris that was impeding their way, they were ordered to evacuate the building and withdraw. Because moments later, we had flames through the roof. What that means for us is that it poses a risk for the structural integrity of the home, for a risk of walls collapsing. About an hour later, we were able to get the fire under control. When it was under control, we were able to resume our search efforts. Unfortunately, we found a 93-year-old female who was deceased inside the home.
Fourth of July, you get into it, the fireworks, the food. I mean, the food, yeah, fireworks, they're cool. I like really any holiday, but what I will say is my biggest hot take is I hate the hot dog eating contest. I hate it.
You hate it?
I do. It like completely disgusts me, especially when they like, I'm about to like gag right now, but when they put the hot dogs in and they have to like dip it in water.
Yes.
It like.
The bun, they try to soak the bun a little bit. Don't lose it on the show. We got an hour here.
I can't deal with it.
Oh.
What's the first thing you're tasting?
Oh, this is good. This is like caramel or...
Close.
Is it
salty?
Toffee? Saltwater toffee?
Yes. Very good.
From P-Town?
Saltwater taffy? I've always wondered what that is.
You've never
What?
had it before?
No.
You've never had saltwater taffy?
Where would I have saltwater taffy?
In America! You're an American!
Any place
Where's
that has
my
salt.
beer?
Okay. All right, you can drop that wherever you want to drop it.
I want my beer.
Oh, wow.
I really do.
Your hands are so gross. Here.
I know. Ooh.
I really...
Here, drop it.
I'm a bit of a germaphobe, and to be eating food I'm not looking at is very disconcerting to me.
I feel like...
All right, I want to take you behind the scenes at T-Mobile Park. Behind the center field wall, this is pretty cool. Not a lot of people get to see this. There's actually a sod garden, and then they got their own garden. They're growing tomatoes out here, so there's a chance a home run ball would hit a tomato. Then we got some beautiful pumpkins growing out there as well. Not a lot of people get to see this. No tomatoes yet, but they're coming. The sun is shining. It looks like we got some peas over there. Very cool. Little T-Mobile Park garden. Enjoy a beautiful day in Seattle.
It's the latest viral hotspot taking over your social media feeds. Cafe Hagen's stunning new Scandinavian-inspired waterfront oasis. The only catch, finding it along this massive winding stretch of the Seattle shoreline can feel a bit like a treasure hunt. Luckily, a new wayfinding project is helping people find exactly where they need to go.
Oh, fantastic. A, I'm going to be able to find my way. And B, there's so much to explore here. That's what we hope, as well as knowing that there's now an amazing new cafe just up the road.
This isn't just a few maps slapped onto posts. This is a massive, multi-year redevelopment to reshape how we experience the entire shoreline.
This project extends all the way from the downtown waterfront up to Expedia in the north.
The visionaries at Seattle-based Studio Matthews spent 3 years designing this custom system, balancing safety with high design. Beyond navigation, the signs serve as a deep look into local history, uncovering stories about the rich ecosystem sitting right beneath the surface.
There's a whole biome happening right under the water that we can't see, but really does need protection and is incredibly important to all of us out of the water too.
A seamless blend of utility and education, turning a simple walk around the water into an accessible open-air museum for everyone.
In the course of our Selling Skinny investigation, a lot of you have probably asked this question: how is it legal? We've been exposing safety problems with knockoff GLP-1 diet drugs that you can buy on the internet cheaper than name brand versions. Our stories have raised questions about whether they're safe for you to take. But there's a legal question, right? How can these telehealth companies and compounding pharmacies that manufacture the drugs sell them when big pharmaceutical companies hold the patents? Big Pharma says they can't and has filed many lawsuits across the country to try to protect their patents on semaglutide and tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and Zepbound. Compounding pharmacies argue, among other things, that they're adding ingredients like vitamin B12, so their product's not a direct copy. In the case of this lawsuit filed by Novo Nordisk, which makes Ozempic, the telehealth Mochi, which we've reported on widely for safety violations, is asking a judge to dismiss Novo's lawsuit. So there are these legal battles underway. The Food and Drug Administration has warned, by the way, that compounded GLP-1s come with risks because they're not FDA approved. So buyer beware.
This is probably the last place anyone expected to find a motorcycle. I'm Bethany on the King News Desk, and this motorcycle ended up on top of a car at a Shoreline dealership after deputies say the rider lost control in a nearby church parking lot. The bike flew out from under the rider and launched off an embankment onto a car for sale. Now, despite the dramatic scene, the rider wasn't seriously injured, and deputies say that this was an accident and no criminal charges are expected.
After nearly a year behind closed gates, a popular corner of Olympic National Park is about to welcome visitors back. The staircase developed area will remain reopened July 8th, along with its campground, the ranger station, Rapids Loop Trail, and access road. That area has been closed since last July because of damage from the Bear Gulch fire. The backcountry trails will stay closed while crews continue repairs and some hazard checks there. Visitors are urged to use caution because burned areas may still have some falling trees, some loose rocks, and some unstable ground.
There is a recall. Roughly 13,000 air conditioning units have been recalled as temperatures start rising across the country. Daikin Comfort Technologies says burn and fire risks are the reason for the recall. Daikin's Amana window room air and through-the-wall units, as well as heat pumps, are impacted by the recall. The affected units were sold between April and December of last year. Thankfully, no injuries have yet been reported.
This film, I Am American, I'm the writer, director, producer, and acting in it, and this film means the world to me. It is my grandparents' story. It follows a Japanese immigrant chasing after the American dream here in America, really building a life, having Japanese American children, only to have it ripped away with the Executive Order 9066, and we see the family get forced into incarceration. The film means everything to me, to be able to preserve this piece of history, to tell their story, and to pass that story on to the next generation.